Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. If you're on the market for something cooler than the Wrangler, just kidding, I didn't say that. But, you know, let's face it, the Wrangler is not all that cool. Just kidding. Okay, the Wrangler is pretty cool. Alright, I'm just hating on the Wrangler. But anyways, I am sitting in a 2022 Jeep Cherokee, and this one is a Trailhawk. If you don't know what the Trailhawk stands for, well, you know what? Jeep says this is built to go to the extreme. So we're going to find out exactly what that means today. And if you're tuning in from this video from the Cherokee X video, well then, thanks, welcome, hey, hi, welcome. So let's talk specs. You're gonna get a 3.2 liter V6. It makes 271 horsepower and 239 foot-pounds of torque. And the cool thing this year is that Jeep decided to make all the Cherokees pretty much all-wheel drive. And the benefit of going with the all-wheel drive is you're gonna get the 9-speed automatic. And with all that out of the way, let's talk about the outside. So I'm going to hop outside, do a little walk around. We'll hop back on the inside and talk about a few things and let you know what you really get for all your bangs and bucks and dollars when it comes to the Cherokee Trailhawk. I love the Trailhawk. I think it looks cool. It's a nice little package. And so for a lot of people that do want to go a little bit more off the beaten path, this is a nice little welcomed addition to the family, I would say. All right, so now we're on the outside. It looks very similar to the Cherokee X, but there are a few different things that make this a little bit more special. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and you're going to see the first thing, which is this trail-rated 4x4 badge, which lets you know that this is a lot more off-road capable than a traditional Cherokee would be, and that trail-rated badge is something that not a lot of SUVs, crossovers even really have. Having that badge means that you do have some clout when it comes to going off-road. You'll notice that you've got the hood decal, which lets you know that this is a Trailhawk. On the front, you're also going to have 2 red tow hooks, also letting you know that this is a Trailhawk. And if you go ahead and look down, you're going to know that you got a little skid plate right under there, which is pretty nice to have a little bit of extra protection when you take this thing off-road. Otherwise, though, black side mirrors, rock guards, those are things that are there. You got a nice little 1-inch lift on there with about 8-point-something inches of ground clearance. So this thing is plenty capable, and I think the trail-rated badge just solidifies that. So if you do need something and you live in places like Alaska or the northern regions of Ohio, then this is something that you would really want to consider. And as option, this one stands about $41,000, but you can, go up a little bit further, get a couple different options if you wanted to increase that just a little bit more. But on the back inside, you're going to see your Trailhawk badge, black 4x4 badge, and then on this one, it does have the trailer package, or excuse me, the towing package. So you're going to have pins for your towing, and then you're going to have another red tow hook right there. So it is pretty well equipped as far as looking the part of a true off-roader. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll pop this trunk. And then this one does have a power liftgate. So ta-da, ta-da. And then in the back, nothing too crazy. You do got a little charge port back here, right in this little corner. Seats do fold flat. And then under here, you're going to have a spare along with a little extra storage space. But otherwise, the Cherokee Trailhawk has nice things. Hopping on the inside, you're going to notice these seats, they are nice. They got a nice little red touch to them and a little bit of cloth leatherette. Floor mats are, of course, off-roading rubberized floor mats. Then back here, you're going to have climate vents, and you do have a little bit of charge ports, as well as a traditional house outlet right there. So that's something that you don't get on like the Cherokee X or the Latitudes, so it's nice to have that in this. All right, so I've got plenty of headroom back here. The seat set for me, I'm 5'9", nothing surprising there, but it is comfy, it's roomy, it's spacious, I would say, for someone that's of average sizes. And then in the center, you're gonna have your little, let's pull this out, cup holders, ta-da, bam. Very nice back here though. Gauges are gonna be analog with a little digital screen in the middle to relay just enough information that you really need, but otherwise, not much to them. You can see a couple different gauges, which this one is gonna look a little different than the standard Cherokee display, but really it's the same information, just a kind of slightly different-ish layout, but overall, nothing to dive into. Steering wheel, same thing, basic controls, lighting on the other side. We'll go over to this right screen, has a little bit more fun. This one's gonna be, again, the 8-inch touchscreen. So you can go into climate, you can do everything from here, which is pretty nice. So dual climate control is what you're gonna get with this. You can go into controls. even further, this is where you'd find your heating steering wheel, heated seats for passenger and driver. Hit the backup camera, you guys can take a look at what that looks like. Then if you wanted to, you could go to phone. This is where you would have your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. And then in settings, this is where you could find some more shortcuts for your safeties and hit apps if you wanted even more shortcuts to get to certain things like your media, your controls, radio, phone, it's all right there. But let's go into settings really quick and we'll talk about safety and driver assistance. So you'll see this one has forward collision avoidance. It's got lane sense, which does help you, stay in your lane so you can do what sort of strength you want that to do. Blind spot alerts, backup camera, hill start assist, rain sensing wiper blades, tire fill assist. It has a slew of safety nicety features. Moving down here, you're going to notice that you have, again, physical controls for your climate, which is very nice. You can turn the screen off with just a push of a button, so no distractions when you're on the trails. This is where things get a little bit more interesting. So this has Jeep's, essentially their level 2 package when it comes to four-wheel drive systems. And so this gives you four-wheel drive low, and it mimics being in four-wheel drive low by essentially kind of having a crawling gear. Locking differential, and again, same thing, Jeep has fancy electronics that give you a little bit more capability than a standard Cherokee. And then you're gonna have a couple more different drive modes, but otherwise, all of those are there for what the Trailhawk is intended for. On the right-hand side, you're just gonna have normal charge ports, nothing too crazy. And then your shifter, which is kind of big and beefy. You're gonna have your electronic parking brake, move that, cup holders, rotate a little bit, center console, ta-da, ta-da. Close this up, and then bam, it's got a little secret storage. Cool. And then in here, your glove box, you got your garage controls. And then, what's this? Paperclip. Interesting. I have to figure out what the heck means. I've never seen that. And then in here, you got your little vanity mirror. Close that up. No sunroof, nothing extra. And ta-da, ta-da. Take a look at the cool Trailhawk seats. Trailhawk. When it comes to off-roading, most people don't think of the Cherokee Trailhawk, but I want to change that. This deserves a little bit more attention, and so many people go for the Wranglers, even though, one, it's double the price almost. Not really, it's like $20,000 more. Almost, well, it depends. If you got a $392, then yeah, it would be like double the price. But anyways, a lot of people go for the Wrangler when this is really what they need. It's great in places with inclement weather, but at the same time, you're not sacrificing on-road manners for something crazy off-road aggressive, which I'm not saying the Wrangler is crazy off-road aggressive, just more focused towards that when they're building and designing that vehicle. This is just kind of like sprinkle a little bit of the off-roadness into this. Driving, it's simple, straightforward. 9-speed automatic is very great. It's quick shifting, but it's not the most powerful car. It does have a nice V6, and I do like this V6. I will say hats off to Jeep for still even offering a V6 in 2022. I know that seems crazy to think about, but it's just kind of a thing. They have a 4-cylinder turbo that they could easily use in the Trailhawk, and so I'm glad that it's at least a V6 for a little bit longer, because this is capable of towing a good amount, and on top of that, it's got plenty of room for the family. I mean, as long as you don't have ogre-sized kids, but for the most part, it checks all the boxes. Fuel economy is decent. You can get up to 30 miles per gallon in this, and really, I mean, this is a pretty nice build. I'd say for $41,000, this is pretty nice, and if you really want to, for $10,000 more, you can look at a Grand Cherokee, if you need all that. I love the Grand Cherokee, but if you haven't seen those videos, be sure to check those out. And that's all I got for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to drop a like and comment and let me know, and I'll be sure to talk about it with you guys in the comment section. But otherwise, see you on the next one.